y'all, Steve ain't it ain't just music and cars. I mean, you have a clothing line. You know what I'm saying? You got the Airbnbs, you got properties, you got cars, you got a printing a shop. I mean, bro, you're everywhere with it.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably one of the people that I have to say, like, when it comes to a serial entrepreneur, I mean, I see it. You know what I'm saying? We talk dang near every day, but I see you, bro. How you move is almost, from the outside looking in, is almost, it looks effortless, because it's like, yo, this dude has balance. It's crazy how you move.
Yeah.
Like, where did you even like learn to move like that with that many businesses?
Man, I think the biggest thing for me was I just knew I wanted more. You know what I mean? We get to, like, if I'm doing one thing, it's like, okay, I've mastered this thing.
Yeah.
Like the trucks, I mastered it.
Yeah.
The transportation, I mastered it.
Yes,
so it's
right.
just like, oh, okay, well, this is running itself.
Yeah.
Now what I do? I can't sit down and play the game.
Can be content. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, well, what else can I do?
That's right.
Then that's when all of these little things start coming. Like now, Airbnb, the apartment that I had, we all moved out. And I'm like, oh, I got an Airbnb this joint.
Yep.
Because it's I didn't want to lose it. It was so cheap.
Yeah.
And it's 2015, 16 at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, I gotta, you know what I mean? In that joint, the very first day that I posted it, my very first Airbnb booked for a month.
Crazy.
Out the gate.
You were the only person, I must say, bro. Anytime you be like, bro, new property is already booked for 2 months. I'm like, bro, you just put it up.
I think it's the fearlessness.
Yeah.
It's the risk.
Yeah.
Like, I get a rush out of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because I see other people doing it. It's like, bro, I have the same,
Yeah.
I have the same hustle, the same drive, all of that.
Yeah.
And I want a piece of all of that.
That's right.
And I think that's where it's like, that's where it shifts for me, because now it's like, I ain't scared to take a risk. I done took so many losses in different things. Like, I done lost so much money in just different things that it'll make somebody's stomach hurt. Like, bro, how
are you going?
Bouncing back?
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, real bosses take losses.
They do.
And they bounce back from that loss.
They got to.
If you don't bounce back from the loss,
that you just have a story to tell with
that's part of it, bro.
No
and
victory.
And taking losses is part of it. Like, you know what I mean? When the whole, you know, losses is lessons.
Yeah.
Like, that always stuck with me. It's like, nah, this is not a loss. This is a lesson. This is what I need to do different this time to not make that happen.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like, you know, be fearless. Like, you're not gonna get no money without taking no risk.
You just can't, man. It's playing it safe ain't the safe way to go.
It's not, man.
I feel like there's more wolves on the way of taking it safe than there are in taking the path of risk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You not going, like, when you take a risk, is literally like on your own muscle. You know what I'm saying? Your faith. Like, you can lean on your faith and just what you've gone through to be able to make it.
Sure.
You know, God is there.
For sure.
When you take the safe route, it's just like, man, anybody who's going to take advantage of you is there waiting.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh, you safe? Okay.
So,
yeah.
And I think that's the difference. Like, you know, my faith is so strong. Like, at the end of the day, I know God ain't gonna put more than me than I can bear.
That's right.
So that's how I go into that mind. Even when I moved to Nap, moved from Nap.
Yeah.
Like, that was, what?
Yeah.
Bro, you only had $2,500 to your name.
Moving to California, to LA.
That right there alone.
You can't, look, bro, you can't even get a one bedroom.
Bro, you can't get nothing with $2,500. Bro, I ran through that probably, there was times when I just wasn't eating because I'm like, oh, I got to make this stretch. That money went so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And on top of being in that lifestyle. So now I'm going out, you know what I mean? I'm meeting other people, but I'm just seeing how everybody is just like LA is just like, once you're here and you see how everyone's moving, it's like, oh,
yeah,
everybody out here broke. Not everybody, but I'm saying most of the when you're in the club, you're throwing your last to look good for people who really got it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, who don't care about what you got going on.
Unless you're moving different. Because here's the thing with someone like yourself or even me is like, you know, we're not exactly where we want to be, but we ain't at the bottom.
No, for
sure. You know what I'm saying? We really making moves, but we go into these places knowing that, hey, we know how to network, we know how to move. We're not here to be fans and all of that. No, we're here to, hey man, this is who I am, this is what I do. Let's set up a meeting and let's get something going.
And people take you more serious. And people take you more serious when you move that way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, cause people can weed out when it's just like, come on, man, about business, bro. I know how to get over on you.
That's right.
You know what I mean. And I done had that happen. You know what I mean? You putting the trust in the people, because that's what it is. Like when you move out here, you don't know.
You don't.
You just like needing, and I'm talking about some of the people that I first met.
Yeah.
I'm still close to this day.
Yeah.
Because we all were out here all at the same time, struggling.
That's right.
We was all trying to figure it out.
That's right.
And I think that's the difference when you know somebody like, oh, if we came up together, you struggling, I'm struggling, let's hold each other accountable.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that was the biggest thing for me. I'm like, I'm not about to. I knew in the back of my mind, I can go back to Indy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't
an option.
That wasn't an option. So it's like, okay, the only other option is figure it out.
That's right.
It took me, bro. It took me years to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I don't even still haven't figured out.
Yeah.
You never really master it. Because
it's a journey.
Everything is changing. You know what I mean?
It's a journey, man. I look at it like, you know, almost like basketball. Like, you don't know how to play, but then they're like, yo, you fit this position for sure. So now you have to learn to embody that and to be successful, whether it's rebounds, blocking, stealing, shooting a three from the corner. You have it's like a art that you have to master over time. You cannot get content because you never know who your next opponent might be that knows your position too. So you gotta adapt to the game. You gotta adapt to different, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. I mean, yeah, once again, man, it's about taking those risks. I do want us to touch a little bit on too, like with the music, because you're not just a person who is just, oh yeah, I know how to write and I know how to sing and I know how to roll out a project. No. Like you work with like some heavy hitters in the industry. This ain't no, y'all, he ain't no like, oh yeah, just a dude who knows how to sing. Like, bro, I done seen you, like, you done kicked it with Kanye. You know what I'm saying? You don't work with Ro James. You don't work with these people in the industry. And I understand, like, your confidence is like, yo, y'all know where I came from? And I came out here and just pushed? For sure. Bro.
I mean, that's all the confidence you need when, you know, you're able to get into these rooms with, you know, these heavy hitters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, these people are still human, bro.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest thing for me is like, you know, like you're not no better than me just because of what your level of success is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just so happened that you got there faster than I did.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And truth be told, the ones that you thinking is there ain't really there.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. So it's like when I started to figure that out, I'm like, oh, so everybody
going through the process.
Everyone's going through the process. It's just how you mask it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's how you're able to put on that like, oh yeah,
I'm good.
You know, I'm good.
Yeah.
Deep down, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Nothing wrong
because
with that.
Everybody doesn't have to know.
Exactly.
You know?
And plus, it's beauty in the struggle. That I think the biggest thing for people to realize is, if you're not struggling, if you're not going through these hard times, like you can't embrace. Nothing's gonna happen.
You won't be able to receive the success the way you're supposed to.
It's over, bro. You have to go through. I'm talking about everything that this podcast ain't even long enough for me to tell you all the stuff that I don't. You know what I mean?
That's why I said
in my 11 years.
Yeah, we might need a part 2 of this. Like seriously, because I think it's very important for people to understand. And this, y'all, was also because I want whoever's listening to this who wants to move to California. You want to move to LA, that's your dream. You want to be an actor or actress, singer. You want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to move to Chicago. You want to move to New York. You want to move to Paris. You want to move to South Africa. Wherever you want to move, understand that you can do it. You just got to prepare yourself for the opportunities that you want.
For sure.
And you can't move with pride.
Sure.
And you got to be able to ask questions and understand, like, you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, you got to have a team. And I think that was the biggest, being in California, that's what made me realize, because I'm so